Now we remove the skirt on the table again. And you also could notice we keep the dot pinned. So we release the dot. Release the dots. But keep the side seam pinned together. So we could fold the skirt at the side seam. Then we need to use transfer paper. Okay. Fold the skirt at the side seam. We true in the line, true in the side seam, the front side seam. Release the pin and true in the line. Use hip curve to true in the side seam above the hip level line. Okay, so we got the side seam above the hip level line and tracing the side seam to the back. So you could see there's a line, the side seam at the back. We still give 1 inch for seam allowance at the side of the seam above the hip level line. And cut in one, the front and the back together. In order to easy to fold them together, you could clip the seam of the side seam and pin them together. Match the side seam back to the front. Okay. Then we draw the dot. There's 2 dots at the front, 2 dots at the back. We could design the dot 4-inch length at the front. We should find the dot middle first. Through the middle, draw a straight line. Draw a straight line. About 4-inch length. Then connect the point, dot point, and the 2 point marked at the west. Draw the dot legs. The same way to draw another dot. Okay. So the back dot. The same way, we need to find the dot middle. Through the middle, draw a straight line. The dot at the back curved a little longer than the front. We could give 4.5 inch as the length. Then draw the dart legs. Okay, so now we could pin the dot. So we crease the dot one leg close to the center front leg and match to the another leg and pin them together. Crease one leg and match to another leg. The same at the back. Crease the leg close to the center back. Match to the another leg. Crease the leg close to the center back. Match to the leg close to the side seam. And pin the dot together. Okay. Now that already pinned together. Okay, so now we code truing the west. So the same way as the beginning west at the center back and front is level. So the beginning west at the front at the center back is level. At the beginning west at the front is level. Then use curve ruler to smooth the west. Okay, so it's truing the west line. Pin the dot at the finished west. Okay, then give 1 inch for seam allowance at the west. Give 1 inch for the seam allowance at the west. Trim off the excess fabric. Okay, after we finish all these parts, we need to pin the skirt on the dress form to check the balance, proportion, and the amount of ease. As we finish the draft, we need to pin the skirt back to the dress form. Now we need to check the amount ease of the skirt and the proportion balance. The amount of ease at the west, there is 1/4 for ease at the front and 1/4 for ease at the back. There's 3/8 for ease at the hip back, and also there is 3/8 for ease at the hip front. And we need to check whether the center front side seam and center back as straight down, as should perpendicular to the floor. And the hip level line should perfectly level to the floor and overlook clean and tidy. Okay, that's it. As we finish the drape the basic bodies and the basic skirt, we also could pin them together. We fold back the seamless at the bodies and pin them together. And then pin the bodies back to the form. Okay, so it comes a basic dress with vest. The overlook is clean and tidy. The balance is good, and the proportion is correct. So how about yours?